Well, good afternoon, everyone. This is Dave Thompson, and I am back with you. As you can tell, it is a Monday afternoon here in Orlando, Florida. It's 2:30 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. And you know what? It's probably been, it's been over a month since you heard from me because, there's been a lot going on. We had our cleaning festivals here with Gym Supply starting in February through the whole month of March and into April. And then in the middle of April, I had the opportunity to go to Miami and work with the Florida International University, do a series of classes with about 30 of their frontline custodians. We talked about everything floor care. It was a great week there. And then about 10 days after that, off to Bermuda I went. And it wasn't a vacation, although I got to tell you, it was an experience, all that be the same. Got to work with about 15 individuals working with the Workforce Development Center there with the government of Bermuda, a contractor on the island there, Atlantic Cleaning and Maintenance. I want to give a shout out to them. They were very instrumental in us getting there, and working with them was a great experience, and one we hope to repeat soon. So why am I telling you all of that? Well, you know what? I've been vacant here on Cleaning with the Academy, where we give you a hack of, something in the industry that I've learned over all my years. So as I travel around and find things that is interesting, I put it in a little notebook, and sometime I get to make a video, and I got a couple more videos made for you. But if you haven't been with us and you haven't seen the hacks and you don't know what all of this is about, let me catch you up first on what the last hack was that we played. And I'm going to show you that, and then we'll get into this week's hack that I've got ready for you. Now, let's see if I can get all of this right here. Should be coming up, and we'll show you the last hack that we played. With your cat on, and yes, I have something in my hand. But as you saw in my other hat, I applied the baseboard strip again. We're going to turn water on. We're going to hit the board, if you will, please. Okay, so you can hear the pump running. The water in the baseboard. You'll notice there's a maximum spray at the top of the now, once done now, the bad's right where the coat base hits the floor. So let's rinse. Now, this is how you rinse the base. Well, folks, there you go. That was the last hack that we played. And, the audio was a little rough on that. You know how it is when you get to some of these locations, not everything works exactly like you'd like it. Basically, what I was trying to say in that hack is that you want to spray with your no-touch cleaning machine the top of the baseboard, right where it touches the block wall, and rinse that down. Now, what you didn't see is in the previous hack was how to apply the stripper and how to scrub it. And that hack there, that was how to rinse that off. Because you know what? A lot of times when you have stripper on the baseboard and you're trying to remove that, it's like really hard to get off of there. Matter of fact, during those classes I mentioned earlier, several people did talk about that and had a real problem. And even in classes that we've had since we got back here, I had a floor care class a couple of weeks ago, and we were talking about a certain floor, and this lady said, I know exactly where that was because that's in the building I have to take care of. So you never know where I get a picture or a video from, and we were glad we could help with that. Now, that's our hack from there. We were all doing a series on floor care, stripping floor, stripping finish. And if you want to get some of the other tips that I've had, go to the Academy YouTube channel and subscribe and like that. Anytime I put up a new video, like those ones you just saw and the ones that's coming up, you'll get an alert that we put up a new video, because on there's about 450 videos now. And I'm sure there's something there that will help you in what you're doing. Now, as we get to today, every once in a while, somebody asks to be on the show with me. And well, today is one of those days. So if everything works right, I've got somebody in the back room that wants to say hi to everybody here at Cleaning with the Academy.
Hey, Dave, how are you?
Well, there he is. It's good to hear from you. Let me turn my volume up where I can hear you.
Well, your audio on that hack came through a little rough, to be perfectly honest with you. But I will tell you that you adhere to your principle of when you're rinsing, you start at the top and work your way down the top of the baseboard, as opposed to when you recommend applying chemicals, you start at the bottom and work up.
Hey, so, you've been listening to some of my hacks there, Mike.
I most certainly have, Dave.
That's good. Mike,
I've actually not only listened, I've employed them just to see how effective they were, and it made a difference.
Well, that's great, because, you know, I a lot of times I put these things out and I never really hear back from anybody. Every once in a while, somebody says like you that, hey, that actually works.
It does, and it's good to be constantly gathering information. And, you know, when I have the time and I'm in the office and can join you in your shows and your hacks, I deeply appreciate it. I had a tremendous time in all the cleaning shows. I just can't get over how effective you folks are at bringing people in and doing a great job of allowing vendors like myself to have interaction, make presentations, to see them interacting with each other. Even that was at one of the shows. I'm very pleased to say I have a customer that works down there, speaking to another person, a group that didn't, and it was fun. Now, if I could only get to Bermuda, that would be the top.
You know what? I had several people that wanted to make that trip with me, and I said, I think that position's already taken.
I'm sure they did.
Yeah, you know, and I think that was the interesting thing, Mike, about the cleaning festivals that we had here in Florida, February through April, was that, everybody that came, I think, enjoyed themselves, got something out of it, took home something. But, you know, we played a lot of the hacks during those show presentations, and it was really inspiring that some of the people stayed right. I mean, heck, we were tearing down and they were still talking.
That's basically the instant understanding that they're being effective. If people are willing to discuss it and want to get more information, then you're hitting a nerve. You're causing people to reflect on how they're doing things, what they're doing it with, and at the end of the day, Dave, as you and I both know, people are looking for results. They really are. They're looking to get a return on the products they purchase, the labor they put into things. That's what they're looking for.
Now, folks, you might have known this before, you might not, but Mike is with what we call lovingly here at the Academy, HDocs. A company name's actually Earth Labs, isn't it, right?
Earth Labs is the manufacturer, and Peroxy HDocs is the full name of the product, but HDocs is a very quick, easy, suitable substitute.
Yeah, we always shorten it up for HDocs, right?
How do you call it? High docs. You know, I'll accept that answer also, if it's the double Jeopardy round.
Yeah. Okay. So, folks, you're probably wondering what the hack is for today. Well, I've got something different for everybody, because I went completely outside of the box of what I've usually been doing. So, Mike, just hang on there. I'm going to play the new hack, and then we'll kind of see what your thoughts are, and maybe if somebody has a comment, You know, we are live here on Facebook, LinkedIn, and YouTube right now. If you want to join us and we like to have you come on, you can leave a comment. If you're watching the recording of this and you want to, you know what, in any one of those platforms, there's a note section down below. So just put in a note. You know, we watch it all the time. We'll be glad to respond to you. You know, it is a Monday afternoon, and some people say, could you pick a better time? I don't know what the better time is, Mike.
Well, you know, Dave, Mondays are, shall we say, perhaps not in light as areas later in the week. You know, if we adopt the French model, we could cut the week off at Thursday. So maybe Thursdays might be better for people. I don't know. I sometimes find myself in the office here able to join you. So I appreciate it.
Well, anyway, folks, here is the hack for this week, and we'll see what you think about this one. Coach Dave Thompson, and as you can tell, I'm here in my classroom and I got this head. Why for the now, you know what? Putting your pads on a shelf or something like that, they don't did take a PVC pipe, 2 or 3 inch. And you can see that's in the ceiling. Now, if you have to do it on the side of the wall, do that. But here it is. Take this pad off, and if you just put a hook that's about the size of your finger, the hole go kind of oblong. You don't want that. Nice and round. You can hang your pads up, or you make sure they're clean and they're dry. They're ready for use. And you get them out of the way. You go pat on the floor. Well, that's the way to do it. Anyway, thanks. A clean cavity. Well, Mike, what do you think about that one?
You know, Dave, I honestly, up until that point, I never gave it much thought. And, you know, once again, people that take better care of their equipment and their consumables like the pads and stuff like that typically get better use out of them. I have never, ever seen anyone hanging pads on a PVC pipe, so that comes as a complete surprise. The only thing I would think about is potential space constraints that people may have. That would be the only thing.
Hey, you know what the thing is there's always differences. I mean, you know, there are different places. Hey, just because I had one that's about 5 foot long doesn't mean you can't make one that's 2 foot long.
Oh, I believe me. I understand. That would be a solution for a space constraint, and 2 feet long would hang a lot of pads. You're absolutely right.
Well, and you know, one person that saw this hanging up there, they go, well, what about the ceiling that's a drop ceiling? And I can't put that up there. Then what you do is you mount something on the wall where it hangs out. The whole idea here is, folks, is that you don't want to make it a small hook. And this is what I see a lot of people do. They'll hang it on a hook. And what happens is the weight of the pad will actually make the center hole on the pad oblong. And then when you put it, especially if you're putting it on a high-speed burnishing machine or high-speed floor machine, then when you put it on that floor machine, the pad is not round anymore. It's not centered correctly. And therefore, then it makes the machine wobble, vibrate, and, well, what does that do? That hurts the bearings and pulleys and all of that. So I learned this a long time ago. The whole trick here is, even if you had to have a hook on the wall, Mike, put that PVC pipe 2 to 3 inches over that hook, and then that'll keep that pad round. Because the whole thing is, you know, I see people do this. I didn't have a picture of it, folks, but they stack pads over in a corner. Just dirty pads on top of dirty pads. Why are we stocking them there if we're not going to use them? You should only be putting pads in your closet you're using.
And that I've seen also. And I definitely can see where if the pad is out of balance, particularly on the high-speed machines, it would cause the vibration that might lead to other issues. You're absolutely right.
So anyway, folks, this is what hacks are all about. I'm not going to say that they're always usable by everybody that watches, but hey, if you want to take that hack and you want to do your little variation on it and you want to send a picture back, hey, I'd be glad to have a picture of what you did and a hack that you've used in order to keep your pads clean and dry. There used to be a time, Mike, where we used to actually wash pads out and keep them clean. I don't know about that anymore. I don't know. Have you seen anybody actually washing their pads out, or they just use them and throw them away?
Well, we have a product, Dave, that's a scrub out product, and we recommend people wash out pads when they're done, the black pads, and they do get long, viable use out of them by taking care of them. So I at firsthand in demonstrations I've done, seen people rinse out pads and have their continued use. So the quick question I have for you is, when did you learn about this hack, Dave?
Well, you know what? Most of the hacks that I've done, Mike, over my lifetime of 50 years, been because I had practical experience and learned the hard way.
Okay.
So, hey, years ago, we used to use, because I was running floor crews back in Oklahoma. And I mean, when we got through of a night with 4 different crews working around the state, I mean, they'd come home and we'd have like 20, 25 pads, from that night.
Right.
They needed to be cleaned so they could be used the next night. And what we did is we ran a mop stick up between 2 wires. Well, the problem is that, as that pad was, and as you said, you rinse it with a cleaner and stuff, the weight of the water, what it would do is would make that oblong thing. And so we started just putting a big PVC pipe over the mop stick. Took care of the problem.
Yeah, no, I can see where it would. It's more surface area for the pad to rest on and less likely to distort it. Makes perfect sense.
And of course, Mike, here's the problem is when you had that many pads full of water, then the problem was you had to have something that would support the weight. So we couldn't do it in the ceiling like you did there, like you saw there, folks. We had to actually do it with brackets off of the wall that came out and still hung it the same way. And
well, that gets to an interesting point.
Water would drain out.
You have a lot of shelving typically in these locations, so you could probably easily adapt something adjacent to shelving, even if you can hang it in the ceiling.
Well, and the beauty thing about it is with the bungee cords that we found is that you could actually just take the cords off, take the pipe away, and whenever you weren't holding your pads up there, it could be the pipe could be stood up in the corner, everything's out of the way.
Absolutely.
Whenever you needed it, you just put it back together. It took seconds to do that. So, hey, just another one of those little hacks of another, if you will, another trick that we used. Is it usable for everybody? I don't know.
We shall find out. I'm going to definitely tell some people when I go into their closet and seeing their pads stacked up, that's something they should look into.
Well, and Mike, here the thing is that video's on our YouTube channel. So if you will, whenever they see it, just have them like and subscribe to the YouTube channel. That way they can see that it's always there. You can use it. Anybody watching can use it anytime they want.
Agreed. I haven't had a chance to go through all your videos, Dave. Quite honestly, I'm still catching up because you have a bit of a head start on me and held a lot more experience, but I'm catching up. And I do appreciate
Well, with 450 videos out there, you've got a little bit of watching to do.
I do. That I do.
And we just put up another one this week, and I've got another one that I'm working on. So, folks, there's always going to be a new one coming up. So please like and subscribe to the YouTube channel. Now, one of the things I want to do before we go much further, get away for the day, it's not a hack, but something I want to remind everybody about, and that is our rock stars of cleaning. We, in February, during the shows, we were able to present our 2022 Rockstar of the Year. We are looking for nominations for the 2023 Rockstar of the Year. So if you're listening to this and it is in 2023, please go here to rockstarsofcleaning.com You can see here, there's all kinds of different ways you can nominate, depending on where, what type of organization you're with. We'd appreciate you doing that. The other thing is if you go over to the Academy of Cleaning Excellence, you'll get certifications for different types of the newest that we put up is called Onboarding Your Workforce. This is what we did when we were in Bermuda. We now have this as an active course. We'll be producing it probably once a month through the rest of the year. So if you've got a workforce and you need them to be able to start in your building, we cover everything from hazard communications, customer service, window cleaning, general cleaning, infection prevention. Yeah, you got it. We covered the whole thing. So you can send them to us. We're going to be doing 5 afternoons from 3 until 8 each afternoon. If you want to come here to Orlando, that's where you can get your hands on. If you need to do it through remote, we got that set up too. So anyway, that's what we've got coming up. And let's see if I can get this back over where I need to be, Mike. Got too many buttons to move around here. Anyway, there's a few things. Our hack for this week, the hack from last week. Hey, Mike, have you got any suggestions on what we might be making a hack on? Anything that somebody's asking you out there in the field?
You know, Dave, honestly, that's exactly what I'm thinking about, because I know you have told me that not only if I had any ideas or if I gathered any ideas to bring them forth to you so you could put together something in that regard. And I'm currently working on that. Let me see what I can come up with. But I'd love to be able to contribute by bringing something to your attention.
And I just got a note up here from some over on YouTube. Says our connection is kind of bad. Yes, we understand that. We've had trouble here in Orlando all day with our internet. Kind of doing the best we can today with the way the internet playing. We went to an Ethernet instead of Wi-Fi. It still isn't working all that well either. But hopefully it's out there. And, we appreciate that you actually got on and tried to watch us anyway. Maybe it'll be better next week, because I got another hack for next week already queued up, Mike.
Dave, I will definitely view the show. Whether I could attend the show is up to scheduling. But thanks for the invitations.
Well, since our connection isn't doing so well and everything, folks, I'm going to call it a wrap for today. We'll hopefully at 2:30. Hopefully it'll be a little bit better for all of us. Until then, make sure that you keep whatever you're doing healthy, positive, and proactive. We're out.